Again, we've been solving quadratic equations to find their solutions a variety of ways. Could we take our solutions and undo them so we can find out what quadratic equation it came from? So here we have our solutions. There are two. We can see going to the left and going to the right. They just condensed it using that plus minus sign. So if these are my solutions, what equation does it come from? So again, we're undoing that process. Here we see we have division. So to undo that division of 11, we have to multiply by 11 on each side of the equation. Then we have this positive 11 being added to our square root of 11, and we also are taking it away from there. So how do we undo that positive 11? Well, we could subtract 11 from each side. So if you notice on the right-hand side, we've got that radical for the distance going left and right. Well, how do you undo the radical of the square root? Well, we know we square it. So we're going to square each side of the equation. So on the right-hand side, again, that means squaring two of the same items being multiplied together. So a positive times a positive is a positive. A negative times a negative is a positive. So we have a positive value here. Squaring the square root, we know they undo each other because they're inverse operations, and that would leave you with whatever is underneath the radical, the square root. So we'll have an 11 here on the right-hand side, and we have our quantity squared still on the left-hand side. So again, thinking about that quantity squared, two items being multiplied together. If you like writing it out twice to help you think about it, go ahead and do that, or you can make your box. We also know that for putting this in standard form, we want to have a 0 here. So if you'd like to take care of that step first, we could subtract 11 from each side to get it into that format for standard form, and then work on the multiplication. If you decide to reverse that process, that's fine. You'll still end up at the same spot. Okay, we just remember standard form, the equation is always equal to 0. So let's take care of that multiplication now. So again, we're taking the quantity times itself. So we're going to have 121x squared minus 121x minus 121x plus 121 and minus 11 from before equals 0. We're looking for like terms we can combine. We see we have two terms with the x, so that would be a negative 242x. And we have these two constants, 121 and negative 11. Put those together and we'll get a positive 110. So our equation is 121x squared minus 242x plus 110 equals 0.